Hello, my friends, Gary Goers, and fellow poets. Welcome back to Not Conversing with Poets. Welcome back to Poets in the Shed. I was going to do a. Hang on, I just got locked out of my phone, so I'm just getting mod chat back up. I was going to do a Conversing with Poets. I've been so busy. I've been so busy the last couple of weeks, but especially this week. So I didn't have time to find some topics, so I apologize. But I kind of like these poets in the shed streams anyway. In the States, it's Memorial Day weekend. Hello, Mark. Hello, Delgal. Hello, Dazzle. Hello, Mark again. Hello, Chris. Hello, Ghost of a Goddess. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I had actually, you might have seen it on the channel. I'd set up a Conversing with Poets stream, but I've just been wrapped up in so much work. Basically, I'm doing an open day on June 7th for the laureateship. So I'm running workshops. I'm running a different workshop every hour of the day. We've got an all-day open mic that's going to run, and I've just been working really hard with that. I was editing a video. Next week's video is already in the system. If you're a channel member, you might have already seen it. And then I was editing the week after the video for the week after, and somehow I locked the sequence timeline, and now I can't edit, and so that was crazy. So it's just been really busy day. So I hope you don't mind, but we're going to do another Poets in the Shed where we basically just talk about anything that comes up. Hello, Poirot. I hope I'm saying that right. Poirot. Hi, class. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone popping in. Good to see everyone popping in. How has everyone been? How has everyone been? Mark says, lost my internet yesterday when I disappeared, came back 1 hour later. Could have been the wind. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Mark and I were having a cool discussion on our Poetry Cove Hangout Zoom series yesterday. It's every Saturday. Do join us. Um, if you're free, do come over and say hello. Nothing special, Dalgal. Oh, brilliant, Mark. Are you doing anything special? Oh, so yeah, this is actually the first opportunity I've had today to kind of just sit and catch my breath. It's been a wild day trying to post loads of event listings and stuff like that. So we do have 10 people watching, by the way, but only 4 likes. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Come on, I know you're better than that. I know you can do better than that. Adam! Hello, everyone. Hello, little Danny. Hello, little Danny. Danny's here with us. Good to see you, Danny. Glad you could join us. What sort of lessons are you doing every hour on your open day? Uh, that's a good question. I think there's 7 different ones that I'm doing. So there's poetry for beginners, there's poetry form speed dating, there's poetry hub taster session, there is, uh, uh, I'm forgetting, senses, poetry in the senses. Um, there's a performance workshop, but I won't be running that one because that will be my lunch break. Um, yeah. If you want to have a look at it, I'll send the link in the chat. There is a web page if you guys want to see what I'm talking about. And as I say, there'll be an all-day open mic as well. Sorry, laureateship.org/open day. So that's what I'm talking about. Hello, Mitchell Malone. I posted 152 haiku on the forum yesterday in the thread I started. Wow. I'm not sure I'll be able to read all 152, or if I do, it might take me a while, but that's impressive. 152 haiku. Yeah, that didn't come in as a link, I don't think, so I apologize. It's not a clickable link. The mobile website, I still need to tighten up. The mobile website is a bit broken, Sounds like you have a busy day ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Plus an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony. So it's going to be a busy day. It's going to be a very busy day. How is everyone? Good. As I say, it's been a busy day. So this is actually the first opportunity I've had to just catch my breath, to just sit down. Borderline. Half a yawn, half a yawn. Cool, Mark. What do you use as the kireji? I've seen it many ways in English. I favor the semicolon myself. That was only half a yawn. That doesn't count. We have a new super chat scene, by the way. I finally got round to putting it together. It's a little animation, but I don't know if it works properly. So if anyone can spare a pound and wants to see the new super chat animation, um, oh, thank you, Danny. Uh, thank you, Danny. Yeah, that looks like it. Thank you. I don't know why mine wasn't clickable. Maybe because mine doesn't have HTTPS. There you go. Thank you, Danny. So yeah, that's what I'm really like swept up in. I know I haven't posted a video in 2 weeks. There is a video next week. It's already uploaded. The channel members might have already seen it. And as I say, I've filmed the one for the week after as well. But then I broke my editing software. I can use either commas and periods or no punctuation. It's got 152 haikus. That's impressive. I've been watching a lot of documentaries. I watched a Wordsworth documentary, and then I don't know if anybody here remembers. Let me know if you remember. In a couple of streams ago, we were talking about doing a video like the national poet for different countries around the world, and I've forgotten the name already. That's not good. I only watched it last night. Shall I cheat and have a look at my Instagram story? If you're not following me on Instagram, by the way, yeah, there it is. If you're not following me on Instagram, by the way, Adam Gary Poetry, come and give me a follow. I watched a documentary. It's here on YouTube. It's a BBC documentary on Du Fu, which is China's greatest poet, subjectively. Sometimes I use the semicolon, depends. Yeah, I've had quite a week today, guys. I've had quite a week today. Or quite 3 days, I should say. The last 3 days have been a bit wild. Thursday, I had a billing. I was reading music and words. Again, if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see quite a few posts about music and words. And I debuted a new poem. I debuted a new poem. Can I get a ooh, ah? I read a new poem, which is in a chat book that I'm sitting on at the moment. So I read that. So that was fun. It got a good reception. So that's good. It got a few laughs. Friday was a difficult day. Friday was a weird day. I was doing a workshop and someone was must have woken up on the wrong side of the bed and he was quite difficult that day on Friday morning. And then yeah, wait, no, it's Sunday, it's not Saturday. And then today has just been I broke my editing software. It's just been a wild ride. So now I'm just here. I'm waiting to see how long it takes for us to talk about ooh shiny. Yeah, yeah. Very shiny. Ooh, ah. Ooh, shiny is a little tradition I have at the open mics that I run. If anyone ever says this is a new poem, I get the audience to shout ooh, shiny. You get to let your hair down and chill a little next week, eh? Do I? I hope so. I'm glad that it's bank holiday tomorrow because it's been such a full-on day today. I'm glad and yesterday. I haven't really had a day off. Usually I'm quite strict and I give myself Saturdays off, but Saturday I made sure that I've filmed and edited a video for next week. So I'm glad that it's bank holiday Monday. Tomorrow I'm not going to do anything but chill out, probably watch a load more documentaries. Um, has anyone got a favorite documentary, by the way, a poetry documentary that they can recommend? Because I'm really like just I'm watching them back to back at the minute. I also play around with the form, a word, two words, a line, whatever the mood dictates. Oh, just fixed my stream. Was 5 minutes lag. Welcome back. Welcome back to live. I'm putting a small collection of my poetry together. Congratulations, class. I'm so happy for you to share at an event coming at the end of June. That's amazing, class. I'm very happy for you. Yes, Saturday you get to relax. Oh, Saturday is the 31st, is it? Okay, Saturday must be the 31st. I'm caught up now. It's a shame so many misunderstood the haiku and senryu for so many years, thinking it was locked to 575. That's great, class. I didn't do a short today. I've just remembered I was going to do a short on the haiku sonnet. See, it never stops. I always forget about the Saturday June call. Yeah. Zoom call. Yeah, you should join us, class, every Saturday. Library of America. Oh, okay. Library of America on Gary Snyder. Thanks, Mark. My favorite doco on poetry I've mentioned before, the biography of Leonard Cohen. All right, let me write these down because I'm going to stay up all night like a rebel. I'm going to stay up like it's the late 90s again. Library of America. And the biography of Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen bio. Dylan Thomas documentary, Grave to Cradle. Okay, I haven't heard of that one. Grave to Cradle. I don't think I've watched that one. I have watched one on Dylan Thomas, but I don't think I've watched that one. Grave to Cradle. Yes, Saturday is Mr. Malone's birthday, right? Yes, okay, I'm caught up now. So Saturday, I will be chilling. I will make sure of it. When Adam posted the loon, I played with it and posted to the forum what I call a linked loon. Zoom call. Yeah. I was going to do a haiku sonnet short today. Maybe I can do it after this. What do you think? Shall I film it after this? Yeah, film it after this. Film it after this. And then I'm done. And then I'm caught up, hopefully. Well, I'm not caught up because I've missed 2 weeks of videos, but hopefully you guys will forgive me. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yeah, thank you, Ninebot. If you're watching and you haven't hit that like button yet, please do hit that like button. I'd really, really appreciate it. It's completely free, but it only takes a few seconds. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. If you've been here for a while, you guys know that I've got my eyes set on that 10,000 sub mark. When we hit that, I'll be happy, man. But I did set the target to hit it by the end of the year, and then I thought, it probably won't happen. We'll hit 9,000, but it just went up as I'm talking about it. Thank you so much, whoever just subscribed. I appreciate it. 280, but I'm watching the sub count going up, and dare we dream to actually hit 10,000 by the end of the year? We've still got half a year to go. I think we might actually be able to do it. If we make a real push, I think we might actually be able to do it. Zoom call. So I feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to throw any topic into the chat. Um, see and we'll just see what happens for the next hour. It's life. All you can do is what you can. Yes, just enjoy what you're doing right now in this present moment. Yeah. I told myself that I wasn't going to take on too much, and then this open day is has just hit me. So I am feeling a little bit exhausted, and I'm trying not to beat myself up too much, but I don't want to get into the habit of not making videos for you guys and not posting on the channel. So I was I was stressing out a little bit today, trying to get everything done. But that's okay. That's life. I think that's a Frank Sinatra song, maybe? Or a Dean Martin song. No, it's got to be Frank Sinatra, right? My favorite poetry documentary is actually a series. It's called In Search of Shakespeare. And I think that's what I'm going to be inspired and maybe call my Wordsworth video In Search of Wordsworth. I don't know if that's too cheeky. I don't know if that's too much of a rip-off. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, if you haven't seen In Search of Shakespeare, it might be quite difficult to find it these days. Mm. I managed to get the box set DVD secondhand on eBay, but I don't know how easy it is to get your hands on these days. But In Search of Shakespeare is very, very good. And in fact, funnily enough, the person who hosts In Search of Shakespeare, I think it's Michael Wood, but I could be wrong. Off the top of my head, I think it's Michael Wood. He was hosting the Dufu documentary that I was watching last night as well. So boop, 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 boom. We love hearing your thoughts and opinions. Don't be shy. We won't bite. Just keep it respectful. Absolutely, Nightbot. Thank you very much for reminding us. Yeah. If you're in the chat right now, say hello. Ooh, shine. I think Delgado might be a little bit behind. I think Delgado might be a little bit. Delgado, I think you might be watching considerably delayed actually. If that was to me saying that I read a new poem, um you might want to just check your bar underneath the video and see where the red line is and make sure it's all the way to your right. What video series would you recommend to watch as a person who wants to start writing poems? Only did a handful before without any guide. Uh, Video series. As in like how to write poetry? I don't know of any video series on how to write poetry, other than like the videos that I have that are scattered across the channel. Mostly my older videos. Um, maybe. Is that what you mean? Or do you mean just like documentaries? Because it's always good. I know that I know that MD Stevenson feels the same because we've spoken about it on the channel before, but I'm also the same, which is why I'm watching a lot right now. But documentaries are always good. They always inspire me, and um, that might be something to think about, especially as we're talking about it on tonight's stream as well. Just found it. In Search of Shakespeare playlist on Culture Vulture Rise's YouTube channel. Many other. Ah, yeah. Well, that's actually how I first discovered the series. I watched them on YouTube, and then a few episodes went missing. So I went in search of In Search of Shakespeare on DVD because I love DVDs. I meant yours, of course. Oh, okay. Uh, that's a good question, because a lot of my older stuff are how to. Some of my newer stuff, I'm kind of touching on how to, but it's more advice. But if you want like actual technical videos, you're testing my memory of videos on the channel. You've obviously got the Poetry for Beginners video, which is the most popular video on the channel. I made. Nice. You're a legend. Thank you so much, Dazzle in the Dark, for the super chat. I appreciate that. £10 as well. That goes a long way at the moment. Without going into too much detail, that will be very much appreciated. That £10, I need that. So thank you so much, Dazzle in the Dark. What was I saying? I meant yours, of course. So yeah, there's Poetry for Beginners. If you want to do social media, there's a series on how to do yeah, poetry social media. I've got one for YouTube, one for Instagram, one for TikTok. They did come out a while ago, so the algorithm has changed and they might not be up to date. So fair warning on that one. But the principles are basically the same. And then there's a exercise that I love called How to Write Poetry Anywhere. Genevieve, who's not with us tonight, she's somewhere else, is very good at finding the link for that exercise. I don't know if we can maybe send Danny off in search for that. It's something like How to Write Poetry Anywhere. You didn't use the new one? Oh, I forgot. We have a new one. Yeah, we have a new one. You may want to start with a book. The Ode Less Travelled is excellent. Yes, you could also watch the previous stream, if you haven't already, where we talked a lot about the craft books I have behind me. Um, do you know what? I'm just going to open another tab because I feel like I'm not being very helpful. I do have a playlist on how to, you know. Let me find that how to playlist. It's at the bottom of the channel homepage. And I'm going to paste it here. Some of these videos are very old, by the way. You're going to see a very young babyface Adam in these videos. But I guess maybe start working your way through there. Again, these were the first videos I started to put out on YouTube. I haven't watched them in a long time. Maybe I need to start making some 2025 editions. I'm just looking for that exercise video. 3 easy how to write poetry anywhere. There it is. This is my favorite exercise. My favorite poetry exercise. Ah, Danny's got it. Danny beat me to it. Thank you, Danny. Hello, Mythical Meter. Mythical Meter is in the house. Good to see you. Oops, to write. How? Oh, how the right poetry. How the right. How the right is right. But yeah, these are very old videos now. I might have to start making some updated versions. It's kind of wild to look back at some of these. The thumbnails. Wow. 4 years ago. How to stand out. How to enjoy poetry. Good times. We've been together for 5 years now, almost 6 in August. I think will be 6 years old, maybe. How time flies, folks. How to write right. The legend returns. The mythical meter, the myth, the legend. Good to see you, mythical meter. We're just having a chilled night again tonight. I know we did this last week as well, but there's nothing wrong with being chilled. There's nothing wrong with just a bunch of poets hanging out, right? Many thanks, guys. I'll dig in soon. Absolutely, yeah. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. I'm assuming you're new to the channel. It's great to have you here. Um, but yeah, feel free to ask any questions in the chat as well. Poirot, we're kind of just there's nothing on the agenda tonight, so you guys in the chat are going to be leading this. Whatever you guys want to talk about, let me know, and we'll go. I think I've told the story of how I got into poetry so many times on this channel, so I'm not going to say it again unless someone really wants me to. But I want to get to know you guys as well. When did you first start writing poetry and why? How did you guys get into poetry? Give opportunity for the chat to lead the conversation and bring in news. It gives opportunity for the chat to lead the conversation and bring in news. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm in your hands tonight, guys. I'm in your hands tonight. Yes, didn't realize. Okay, you've just caught up. I think Del Girl's just caught up. I hope so. Hello to everyone just joining the stream. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday evening. From what Mark said, it's a bank holiday in the States. It's also a bank holiday tomorrow here in the UK. So we're all just chilling, good vibes. Don't forget to hit that like button. There's 14 people watching, but we only have 9 likes. So let's get that like count up. I know I always ask for it, but that's because it really does make a difference. So I'd really appreciate it. And we're sort of talking about poetry documentaries. We're talking about poetry for beginners and I've just asked the question how everyone in the chat first got into poetry because I've told my story plenty of times on the channel, but I'd like to get to know your stories too. I got into poetry when I had burned through all the classic novels, so I was gifted the complete works of Shakespeare. Age 8, I started dabbling. Wow, that's awesome. You were writing at age 8? I'm kind of jealous, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of jealous. I didn't get writing until 18 and then 21. You've got 10 years on me, Mark. What about writing in native or foreign language? Should I start in whatever I feel like? Absolutely. You just knocked it on the head. Start wherever you feel most natural, wherever you feel best, wherever you feel more creative and free. Uh, Somebody else asked this question some months ago, actually, because they don't write in English and they thought that that was a negative, and it's absolutely not a negative, I promise you. If anything, it's a positive. My mother then introduced nonsense poems like Pam Ayres and C.S. Lewis. Nice, nice. I was a teenager when I started. I just started writing, experimented with things, and eventually got into nonsense and made up language. There you go. Started writing when I was 12. Nice, nice. You all have years on me. That's awesome. I'm jealous. I wish I had, but we're all on different paths, right? We're all on our own path, and poetry comes to us when it's supposed to, without trying to sound too la-di-da. I'd always been familiar with and wrote some poetry, but the thing that got me into it was finding a ELA ELA textbook when I was 13 with a bunch of poems in it. The next year I started writing. That's so cool. That's so cool. See, I'm getting joy out of hearing your stories. I love it. The Ninja Swordmaster. Hello, Ninja Swordmaster. Welcome to the live stream. 8. Excellent. A good angsty age to start, right? See, I'm getting joy just hearing your stories. The internet and cable TV were not things at the time, yeah. Reading, writing, drawing, and outdoors were all we had. Okay, the yawns are off, the floodgates are open. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think I'm from the last generation that remembers life before internet. I was born in 92, if anyone is wondering. I was born in 92. And yeah, we had the internet as a kid, but it was dial-up internet. You had to take the phone out of the wall and use the phone cable, the Ethernet cable, to use the internet, and you had to dial up internet. So you could only use it for about half an hour or an hour if you were lucky, because if you're on the internet, nobody could call you, from what I can remember. Amen to that, Mark. I grew up in the age of landlines. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for all these yawns. I'm sort of unwinding now. I can still hear, if I think about it, I can still hear the dial up tone going onto the internet. But yeah, good times going out, running around the fields, getting lost in the area. I nearly said block, but that's American, not the block. But I guess so. Running around the block. I was born in 64, so I think the only one who's older than me is Herb. Well, that's quite an assumption, Mark. That's quite an assumption. My first ever poem was in early high school. We had to write one, and I remember I wrote something about sea and longing. My desk mate, when he read mine, was certain that I stole it from the internet. There you go. See, you've got a knack for it. You don't need my videos. You don't need my videos. You've already got a knack for it. It was in early high school. We had to write one, and I remember I wrote something about sea and longing. Nice. I have a vague memory of simple poems at age 5 to 6. What? The Prodigy. Something inspired by Ivanhoe at age 8. First poem at age 11. First tragedy at 13. First published at 19. Mythical meter, the prodigy amongst us. Damn, I'm a baby to you guys. What year were you born, Danny? Oh, you can't ask that, can you? Sorry. I shouldn't ask that. Man doesn't ask a lady their age. Assumption, yes, but among those who regularly participate, yes, otherwise, no, I'm probably not the oldest. Poirot, good one. All right, so I think I've said, I think I've said, oh, sorry. I think I've said, told you, 98. Oh, so you're still in 90s, baby. Just. Wow, I remember the 90s and the noughties. Do you know how long it Do you know how long it took for me to realize what was meant by the noughties? For the longest time, I was reading, oh, back in the noughties. I was like, when was this decade where everyone was really naughty? I don't understand. Why was it so naughty? And then I realized noughts, zeros. But I remember the 90s, not the whole of the 90s, but the late 90s, early noughties. Good times. It's wild seeing the 90s and noughties fashion coming back round. I'm a little irregular lately. Probably need fiber. I'm assuming that's a joke on uh irregularity on the channel, and you're not just telling us about your other irregularity. What did I ask? Yeah, I think I've told you guys the poems that have made the most impact on me. So again, I flip it to you. I want to get to know you as well as you know me. What are the poems that had the most impact on you guys in the chat? Let me know. Yeah, I'm the last of outside play kids. Miss riding my bike with my friends down the alley. Yeah, I remember falling off my bike once. I just bought a brand new, I hadn't bought it. My parents had just bought a brand new red BMX bike, and you had to put it together, and I didn't know how to do that. And uh, so I went to my best friend's house, and his stepdad put it together. And I went riding back home, happy as Larry, my brand new bike, young lad, you can imagine, young boy, brand new red BMX bike. I was pedaling and pedaling and pedaling, and then the seat came off. The seat wasn't on properly. The seat came off, and I went sliding along the pavement. I might even just have the scar still where I slid along and grazed my shoulder, my left shoulder. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that big old scab now in my mind's eye. Gross. Yeah, good times, good times. Just playing on the rim of my mug, playing a bit of drums, if you like. John Cooper Clarke, of course, absolute legend. John Cooper Clarke, still touring, by the way, made me realize that someone from town could write poetry. Yes, he's still a massive influence and inspiration. Yes, Chris. Have you read his biography? He I don't know if it's an auto. Yeah, it's an autobiography. It came out 3 years ago, maybe not that long ago. 2 years ago, I'm not sure. My sense of time these days is gone. I had a scar on my knee for years from coming off my bike. It's faded now. Yeah. Yeah, good times. I don't know if kids are going to have these scars anymore, right? We've all got bike scars. I don't know if kids these days are going to have a bike scar. I don't know. Maybe I'm over exaggerating a little bit. I had a scar on my knee. I used to have a red BMX, then got a dirt jump bike and a road race bike. Not rode it since college. Nice. I mentioned it last time, the poem that had the most impact as a youth. Oh, have I already asked this question? And still does to this day in the search of rhyme scheme. Although I still favour syllabic poetry, is the owl and the pussycat. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was on the school syllabus actually in primary school because I remember that being read to me in school. The Owl and the Pussycat. If our kids don't get a bike scar, then we failed as parents, right? E. Cummings, Somewhere I Have Never Travelled, has really spoken to me ever since I first read it. Nice. Cummings is coming up, no pun intended, quite a lot at the minute. I guess I'm the outlier here. I got into poetry fairly recently, so can't speak much on inspiration yet. That's okay, Ninja Sword Master. You're in the right place. Hopefully, you can, like a sponge, you can absorb all of this talk and it helps you in some way. But yeah, I still ask because you're still here and you're still getting into poetry. So um, unless I did I miss it? I'm still interested in what made you get into poetry, Ninja Sword Master. What made you get into poetry? Thank you for that heart. Oh, the hearts are coming in. Thank you so much. Oh, we got a new subscriber as well. That's two subscribers whilst being live. That's cool. Thank you for those hearts. You're gonna make me blush again. You always make me blush, guys. By the way, if you haven't hit that like button, we just got a surge of new viewers. We've got 17 watching, but only 10 likes. So let's try and get up to 15 likes. Let's try and hit that 15 likes. I live in a small town. In the last decade, houses have been built over most bike areas. Yeah, but it's still home to the National Mountain Bike Competition Range. Wow, that's a thing? A competition range? I guess it must be a thing. Yeah, of course it is. That's cool. Not cool that everything's getting built over, but look at all those hearts. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. And someone hit that like button. Whoever hit that like button, you're awesome. Thank you. I'm still a kid, technically, and I used to ride a bike, though I've skated a lot more and used to get hurt skating. Yeah. Someone else hit that like button. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Skating. Do you mean skateboarding or rollerblading? And we just got another subscriber. What's going on here? Is someone playing with me? We just got another We just got another subscriber. Um, yeah, skating. Is that rollerblading, skateboarding, ice skating, maybe? I remember I was a skater boy. He was a skater boy. She said to you later, boy. I was a skater boy. Baggy jeans, pocket chain, skateboard, hat. Well, actually, it wasn't a woolly hat. It was a Limp Biscuit fitted hat. Yeah, Limp Biscuit. I guess it was just a natural evolution since I already like writing. It's just funny because I never thought I'd be into it until I wrote something. Yeah, I hear you, man. Or I don't know. Maybe not. I hear you, Ninja Swordmaster. Um, that's exactly the same with me. I never really liked it until I started writing it. Inline skating. Inline skating. I don't know what that is. Let me just Google that. Inline skating. Inline skating. Oh, wow. I just got like a load of neon rollerblades. Maybe they're not called rollerblades anymore. Inline skating. That is a good point towards celebrity poetry. Several of the old skateboard video celebs wrote poetry too. Some being put over skate videos. Really? I did not know that. We sung at the exact same time then. Oh, we did? Um, Several of the old skateboard video celebs wrote poetry too. Some being put over skate videos. I didn't know that. I can see my Slipknot hoodie, my baggy jeans. I can see it all now. Yeah, the big clunky skater trainers. I don't know what they were. They were. Let me just Google this because my mind is skateboard trainers. They were like super wide and thick. No, they've changed now. The style's changed. They never used to be that. They used to be super wide and thick. And of course, you'd never do the shoelaces up. They weren't Vans. No. Oh, they kind of look like that. Yeah. Let me put in 90s or let me put 90s and see what comes up. Oh, I don't know why Yahoo is my. Anyway, Vans or DCs? Inline skates is the actual term for rollerblades. Oh, it is? Rollerblades is the generic term, technically. Thank you, Ghost of the Goddess. Vans or DCs? Vans was always the top. Oh, I must. I remember mine being. Maybe they were Vans, but I didn't know they were Vans at the time. But they were certainly. They were thick. They were. And I had a white pair with brown laces. But I don't think they were Vans. Maybe they were something else. Let's put Skater Boy. Skater Boy trainers. I can see them so vividly. See, these are modern. Why does Yahoo keep taking me to news articles? Yes. Okay. So these are what I remember. These are what I remember. View image. Copy. DC's or Airwalk. Airwalk, maybe. I don't know the brand name, but that's. I've just put a link in the chat. Those are the ones that I was running around in. Adam, skating would be an event to see. Oh, Adam skating would be an event to see. He broke himself at the gym the other week, let alone reliving youth. Yeah, right. Oh my goodness, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Maybe if we hit 10,000, I tell you what, if we hit 10,000 subs by the end of the year, Danny can make a note of this in the mod chat. If we hit 10,000 by the end of the year, I'll make a video of me skating again. Skating and writing a poem. I remember we had like a playground literally opposite my house, and there was a guy, there was a kid called Gary, 3 or 4 doors down from me, and we would build like really bad ramps in the playground. Ice skating, okay, just like a compilation of me doing different sports terribly. At some point, I'll probably break a bone. In your Slipknot hoodie, skater shoes, and Limp Biscuit hat. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. Poet in the skate park. There you go. Poet in the skate park. Hilarious. I remember Airwalk. Too cool for school. DC were the more popular, expensive option. Always going down the nostalgia road. Yeah, we do. Oh, this is making me so happy. Good times. Good times. And you have to, the baggier your jeans, the cooler you were. And I can hear the jeans scraping the pavement walking along now as well. And you'd scratch up the bottom of your leg, like not the bottom of your leg, but the bottom of the legs of the jeans. I mean, I'm actually wearing pretty baggy jeans now, so I guess I've still got a little bit of a skater boy in me. Hmm. You should dress like a skater boy next episode. Yeah? Let me hang on, let me go to Google. I don't like Yahoo. Okay. Skater boy fashion. Let's say noughties, 2000s, yeah. Oh, yes. You've lost me from the stream now. You've lost me to oh man. Look at this. Did anyone is anyone here from my generation remember the show Tucker on Nickelodeon? I'm just going to send another photo to the chat just so you guys can enjoy. Adam is dressed skater at the moment. Yeah, I was actually thinking that. Baggy jeans just needs to unbutton the top and waist tie it. Yeah, I was actually thinking that. I was looking at the preview as we're talking about this. I go, huh, actually, it's funny how fashion always goes around, but perhaps with just a little change. Yeah, when I first saw a kid walking down the high street with really, really baggy jeans and a black hoodie, I was like, oh, okay, we're back here. All this chat makes me think of a poetry challenge. Okay, here we go. A poem about a youth activity. All right. Mark has laid down a challenge. I'd be quite interested um to see this. Yeah, if anyone wants to take part, just for a bit of fun, if anyone wants to write a poem about their favorite youth activity, by all means go for it. I would be quite interested to see what people come up with. This has brought me so much joy. Are you going to do one, Adam? All this chat. Am I going to do one? I should probably do one, shouldn't I? If I'm asking everyone here to do one, then I probably should do one too. But it's difficult to write and host a stream at the same time. But maybe we'll take a. Oh, wow, we've nearly been live for an hour already. That's gone so quick. Maybe we'll do a 5 minute break, actually, like we do in conversing. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a 5 minute break in a minute. And during that break, I'll try and quickly write something about skater kids skating. And if you guys want to do that too about your favorite youth activity, then I welcome that. I would welcome that. I think that'll be fun. Oh, good times. This has made me very happy. All right, let's do that now then. Let's take a 5 minute break. Okay, we're back. We're back. Did the I don't know if the stream crashed right before we went on break. Um, it came up no data for whatever reason, so I don't know what happened there. But hopefully we're all back. Hopefully we didn't get too much of a headache from whatever just happened, and maybe the stream didn't crash, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've just got back with my coffee, and I made a quick. I had a little lag, thought it was my end. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Suddenly the dashboard said no data, and I don't know what happened, but it says we're back. And yeah, I made a quick start, accidentally sent the message into the chat. I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, poem, flipping a frisbee, raw edge skipping on pavement, a rhythm of moods. Nice. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to put mine in at the moment as well. Um, uh, uh, um, from dark corners, vision of wonder, born as pages turn. Nice. I have no idea where I'm going with this. I'm lost. I'm writing myself into a corner, guys. Nice, Mark. Poem, round, hit it. Else, what use? All right. I sort of wrote myself into a hole, but that's okay. Baggy jeans, oversized hoodie, pocket chains clipped to young hearts. Sunsets over graveled parks. We jumped one last time from a broken ramp. How did it pass by so fast? Thanks, MM. I like yours. Edgy. All right, man. I loved going into all of this. Skating, walking, but faster. The Skating, walking, but faster. The earth, a slippery ice slush, sliding my feet forward, but in my perspective to my sides, as my momentum propels me like a coaster cart. Nice. Oh, I love it. I no longer fear the skate as I guide my motions skillfully, slow and speed up at my will. With the practice of a decade in my legs, I feel the wind I create by flying past the standing air, outrunning breath, with my face flushed with endorphins. Nice. Skating is the title. Nice. I like it. I like it. Oof. Nice one, guys. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you, Mark, for suggesting it. Good job, everyone. Good job. Oh, I've been locked out of mod chat. Ah. All right. So the chat is back in your hands. I didn't write anything, but I'm inspired now, so I'll probably write something either later or tomorrow. That's okay. That's okay, Ninja Sword Master. Whenever the moment strikes, whenever the inspiration strikes. I enjoyed that though. Well done all. Yeah, that was good fun. All right, so part two. We've covered we've covered ghosts, not on this stream. We've covered ghosts. We've covered childhood sports activities. We've covered childhood sweets in confectionery at some point. Not on the again, not on this stream, but in the past. That's something to look forward to. Absolutely. Danny's just put in the mod chat. Um, I've noted it on the sheet. Adam to get his skates out if we hit 10k subs by the end of 2025. So there you go. It's gospel now. If we hit 10k by the end of the year, that's what's happening. I need to get back to chatbook. No worries, Mythical Meter. No worries. I hope it's going well. I hope it's going well. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, Danny. Boom, 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 boom. So, what have we covered? We've covered documentaries, poetry documentaries. We've covered how you guys got into poetry, your favorite poem, childhood sports activities. What else? What else can we discuss tonight for the next hour? I know the feels mythical. I had a plan for a year. Yeah, me too. Not going well. Man, I'm in the exact same. I just create the Amazon listing. Oh, you created? Or do you mean you just created the Amazon listing? Or do you mean you just create the listings in the hopes that it will motivate you to write the thing? But yeah, MD Stevenson, I am in the exact same boat. When I first started writing chapbooks, I thought I was going to write 4 a year. Um, so far I've only written, well, I've written three, but I've only published two. Just waiting for the right time to publish the third. But as I said at the start of this stream, I read one of the poems from that chapbook for the first time on Thursday. So my keyboard is wonky, like me. What? Although I was talking to Genevieve yesterday, and we had an idea for a chapbook that I might do. So I have Paws and Wings out, and it uses rural animals as metaphors for people that I know. And we decided that an interesting chapbook would be on pizzas. I would write a chapbook on different pizzas. So Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut, homemade, maybe. I would need 15 though. I like to have 15 poems in my chapbook, so I'd need 15 different pizza types, pizza brands. You created the Amazon listing. Nice. So it's out. Poetry by the slice. There you go. That would be a good title, actually. Poetry by the slice. That would be a good title. I've been doing really well with my diet, actually. You know, just a few months ago, I had pizza 7 days in a row, but I'm eating a lot healthier now. I'm doing much better with my diet. Good title, yeah. Pizza by the slice. Poetry by the slice. Sorry, poetry by the slice. I think, I have been thinking recently, I think I'm due a collection soon. I should, I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time, but let me just have a look. Unless anyone knows off the top of their head, which would be very impressive. When did the early hours come out? Uh, the early hours. I should probably put my name on it. Adam, I want to say 2019. No, it can't be 2020, maybe 2021. Oh, it's got a review on it now. Thank you, whoever left a review. 2021. Oh, so it's not too bad, but I should probably start thinking about a collection again soon. Thank you, whoever wrote that. Oh, thank you, whoever left a 5-star review on the early hours. I appreciate it. As a diabetic, I would have to imagine that. Yeah, right. The pizza thing. Pizza 7 days in a row. Childhood snacks that are no more. Childhood snacks that are no more. Uh, I am not tapped into the childhood snack scene. I thought I thought Chewits had gone out. I think it's Chewits with the green dinosaur. I thought they had finished. But then when I was in the Lake District, Bruno's fiance Beats pulled out some Chewits. So I was like, oh, it's good to see these again. I think it's Chewits anyway. Had like a green dinosaur, its little thingy. Flake Snow was banging. Yes. I forgot how much I missed those until you've just put that. Oh, I can taste it. I can see it. Yeah, they were 100. Are they no more? Chewits, yeah. I really relive my childhood every Friday when Mr. Whoopi ice cream truck shows up at work. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, we called them 99 flakes because they were 99p, but I don't think they are anymore. Everything's gone up, so maybe they're not called 99 flakes anymore. And strawberry and cream hard sweets. Yes, yeah. Mitch should design the cover of the pizza poems with cutlery. Yeah, Mitch has got a reputation now as the culinary poet. Oh, we have 2 minutes left on the super chat challenge. If anyone can spare a pound or two, we have 2 minutes to hit 5 super chats. And I've frozen. Oh, my laptop's lagging. Oh no. Are we still live? Yeah, we're still live. Okay. For me, it used to be the ding dong cart. The ding dong cart? The ding dong cart. I don't know what that is. The ding dong cart. You mean the ice cream truck was called the ding dong cart? I like that. Flying saucers. Oh no, they were too bitter for me. Huh?
Wow.
Transition shouldn't be on there. I need to take that transition off. But thank you so much, Delgo. I appreciate it. The £2 super chat. Thank you. And I don't know what the hang on, I just need to watch this back. Yeah, I just made that up. That was adorable. I just made that up. Maybe I can make something better with more of a bang, more celebration. But yeah, thank you, Delgo. That was adorable. Little Gary Goyle flying through the library. Yeah, I never liked the flying saucers. Too sour for me. Toxic waste. Never liked toxic waste. All right. So we've covered. I have enjoyed getting to know you guys more. So I want to think of some more questions that I can ask you guys. Toxic waste was gross. Yeah, not for me. That was not for me. So I don't know if this is a thing. I don't know if this is a thing, but I'm gonna see what comes from it. Your favorite poetry related memory, whether it was the first time you wrote a poem, whether it was the first time you went to an open mic. Do you guys have any sort of standout poems that makes you go, yeah, I'm really glad I'm in the poetry community, or yeah, I'm really glad I write poetry? They still have toxic waste here, but it is not as sour now as they aren't permitted to use tartaric acid anymore. Oh, I don't know what tartaric acid is, but I can only imagine it's not a very. If it's banned from being on the toxic waste, then goodness knows what we were putting in our mouths back then. Flying saucers they still sell. In my childhood, we had Tony Bell ice cream vans. Nothing has come near their ice cream. Tony Bell ice cream. Okay, I don't know. I've heard of Mr. I don't know. Is it Mr. Whippy? Wimpy? No, Wimpy. Wimpy is a fast food chain, I think. Wendy's. Yeah. But what's your if this is a thing, I don't know. It might not even be a thing. Maybe it's a terrible question, but does anyone have a standout memory that is related to their poetry journey? I had to recite Frost's Death of a Hired Man from memory in my childhood. Nice. And that's a good memory, or is that a bad memory? First time I saw my first ever poem published in a book and the amount of support from everyone. Yes. Mitchell Malone. I've already said mine, so I've already said mine. My standout one when I wrote my first poem. But I tell you what, I do. So I've been doing these morning workshops in local libraries for a year now, and I can honestly say it's the biggest privilege to hear the stories that I hear from people who say, they hadn't written poetry in 40 years and now they're coming week in, week out, or they just never thought that they would ever enjoy poetry, but now they love it. It's the best feeling. It's the best feeling. It was good. When I read the poem, now it's very familiar as it returns to me. Forget where I saw them, think it was in a BP garage. I don't know if pick and mix still exists. I remember going to the off license and getting pick and mix bags. Yeah, I'm gonna watch some more documentaries tonight. So maybe I'll Grave to Cradle, Leonard Cohen biography, Library of America. My memories beyond a decade ago are fuzzy, so I would say the general support from this community is my strongest and most blessed related to poetry. Ah, that's nice, Mark. I like that. Sainsbury's and Tesco's still do them, not all, right? Where was I? Oh, I was in Budapest, yeah, and they had Tesco's. I don't know, it felt weird that there's Tesco's in Hungary. I always just imagine it as a UK chain, right? Hey Adam, hi. I've heard that the predictableness of consistent end rhyme can somewhat take away from a poem. How true do you think this is? I've heard that the predictableness of a consistent end rhyme can somewhat take away from a poem. Uh, Interesting. You're talking to someone who actually really enjoys rhyme schemes, and I know I'm in the minority in that. I like poems that rhyme, but I know that that's very much just spilt coffee. I know that's very much against the grain that everyone says. Uh, what I will say is you have to be careful. Uh, you have to be careful not to use um, predictable rhymes, predictable couplets. So love and dove, right? That can kind of maybe as someone who used that rhyme when first starting out, who used that rhyme a number of times, um, using predictable rhymes can probably be a downer. In terms of consistent end rhymes, sometimes it can be really impressive. So I'm thinking of poems that literally use the rhyme scheme a. If you can pull that off, maybe not a really long poem, otherwise it does get a bit tedious. But maybe a two stanza poem, a smaller poem, that might be quite impressive. But yeah, you want to be more careful about using predictable couplets than the scheme itself. I like to use I like to use not just end rhymes, but sometimes start rhymes or mid sentence rhymes, or sometimes you have a end word that rhymes with the start word, the beginning word. Um, I think that can be I think that can be true of perfect rhyme, but using slant, assonance, consonants, and other rhyme types can surprise the reader. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Turkey has Asda, but it's spelt Asta or something like that. It was good a few years ago, so could be wrong. Maybe. I think Turkey have some laws where they can steal brands, I think. Or not laws where they can, but lack of proprietary laws, if that's what it's called. Yeah, you want just to go back to is it Iabel? I hope I'm saying that right. Or Lobel. I'm not sure if that's a capital I or a lowercase l. Just to go back to your point, really what you're aiming for your rhymes is to not be so in your face, and you've got to be clever with your word choices and unpredictable with your couplets as possible. Um, but a consistent end rhyme, if you're talking about a, where you rhyme the end word and you don't switch it up. So, for example, an a b b a or an a b a b or an a b c b. Um, if you're just talking about a, then I would say be careful that you don't do it too much. However, it can be impressive, but you'd have to work on it. But if you've got for example, if you've got a six stanza poem that is just then maybe I don't know until I've read the poem. Maybe it might get a bit tedious. But again, you're talking to someone who loves a rhyme scheme, so hope that answered your question. The thing is, everything's subjective, right? So what I say, you might talk to someone else and they'll say the complete opposite. That was very helpful. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope it was helpful. But yeah, there are other ways to play around with the sounds, as MD Stevenson said. Slant, assonance, consonants. The uh the best thing to do, I would say, always read the poem out loud to yourself and make sure it flows nicely and it doesn't bore you. Ultimately, if it bores you, then you're probably in trouble. Um, but then once you've finished it, whether it's the first draft or the fifth draft, give it to a friend or a family member. They don't have to be poets. It helps if they're poets. It helps if they're um, creative, like actors. Get them to read it out loud to you as well, so you can hear it in someone else's voice and hear how it goes. Uh, hopefully. But if you can, try and get some other people to read it back to you. Send it to someone and maybe they can, it doesn't have to be in person. They can send a voice note of them reading it out loud to you, um, and then make a decision from that, I guess. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we got about another half an hour left. So, how do you guys want to spend the next 30 minutes? What do you want to talk about? If you've got any more questions, feel free to throw it in the chat. If you've got any more anecdotes, I would love to read some anecdotes. Uh, whatever you guys, whatever you guys fancy. I know that I don't have any poems out here. Whoa! I just what? I think. Oh no, it's alive. It's very much alive. I'm going to put that mound of paper back there and let that spider carry on living, uh, and leaving me alone. Do you remember that string when we had that was only a small one? That's why I'm comfortable sitting here and just leaving it be. But do you remember that stream when there was a great big spider up there? Uh, that was an interesting stream. Still got the vid. Yeah, you saved it. You saved the video. To be fair, there's bound to be loads of spiders in here. It doesn't shock me. It's just that other one was massive. The other one was massive and I couldn't handle it. I remember once, I don't know if it was a baby. Yeah. Compared to your spiders, probably, yeah. I remember once I turned my ring light on and there was loads of dots, and I mean loads. Hi, Ray. Hello, hello. That's okay. We got another half an hour left. We're just hanging out. I'm just telling a story about when I turned my ring light on, and I'm not kidding, I think there must have been about 50 black dots on it. I was like, what is that? What is that? So I picked up the light and I sort of went like that and I did that, and they all started moving. And essentially there was just a ton of baby spiders inside the ring light. I think I remember making fun of you for being afraid of the spider. Yeah, that was half a year ago. It was that long ago. Goodness me. That upsets me. Just looking around for things to pluck from in the shed. I have this. One of my subscribers painted this for me. Uh, Back in 2017, I think it was. It was around the random ramblings time. Was- This was one of the first gifts a subscriber ever gave me. I keep that here. I keep everything people send me. Hi, Mark. Has Nightbot sent me to purgatory? It hasn't. No, I thought you left to work on your chat book. I don't know what happened. Has Nightbot been what happened there, Mythical Meter? Have you been typing this whole time and it not coming through? I don't know what happened there. Sorry, Mythical Meter. Have you been sending chats and they're not coming through? Chat has frozen. Uh, Thank you, Danny. Let me just sort that out. Live chat, capital E. All right, I've refreshed that, so that should be back to normal. Haven't seen any. Okay, that's weird. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. I'd really, really appreciate it. I don't know how we managed to get to 32 likes that night. That was a good night. I don't know how we managed to do that in one stream, whilst live as well, not even including playback likes. Must be on my side. Yeah, Danny has looked for some chats as well, and Danny hasn't managed to see any chats, so I don't know what happened there, Herb. Let's talk about trips, actually. Let's talk about trips and vacations. Does anyone have a trip or a vacation or a holiday lined up? Because that will be Tuesday's video. That will be Tuesday's video about being inspired and how trips are great for creatives, really, not just poets. Obviously, we're a poetry channel, so I talk about poets, but it's for artists in general. It's great to break up the routine. So, does anyone have any trips planned, or has anyone had a trip recently and felt inspired afterwards? Thank you for those hearts. Thank you for those hearts. And they don't necessarily have to be holidays. When I say trips, they can be, well, they can be anything. Trips to the supermarket, technically, but maybe not. Trips to I don't know, maybe you have a museum down the road, or maybe you have a campsite that you're going to, um, or just a park that you're going to spend the day in. I know that it's a holiday in the US, so maybe some people have got some plans to go and sit in the park. It's a bank holiday here tomorrow in the UK, so Maybe some people are gonna go and spend the day down by the river or something. Only in my dreams. Well, maybe that can count. It depends how good you are at lucid dreaming, I guess. You can encourage lucid dreaming. In fact, I went for a stage where I was desperately trying to encourage some lucid dreams, and I was listening to hypnosis videos on YouTube to encourage lucid dreams. Never happened, unfortunately, but maybe we can encourage some lucid dreams of trips and vacations. The last trip I took was over a The last trip I took was over a cat yesterday. Very good, Ray. Very good. Did you send up? Did you send any postcards? Have a nice trip. I remember that from the. I remember that from being a kid in the 90s. I haven't seen any. Oh, found the video. You found the video of me scared of a spider. Danny has found the video where I got scared of a spider. I stayed last month at a beach house over the water. Very nice. Fishing off the deck. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Doing another in September. We enjoyed a long weekend, Victoria Day last weekend. Nice. Nice. Hopefully, I'm going to start putting this video. Danny has sent me a video clip of it as well. Working tomorrow and no trips planned. Oh, that's no good. Working on a bank holiday. I hope you get double pay, Danny. What was I going to say? Yeah, hopefully Bruno and I will start working on our Wordsworth video this week, next week. Can't wait to start putting that together. We would quite like to make a series out of it. We would quite like to make a series out of it. We're thinking of making this video a pilot and then hopefully submitting it to the BBC maybe. I have big ambitions. You guys know me by now. I'm a very ambitious, think big person. So we would love to pitch it to the BBC and make a series out of going on these walks that are related to poets and stuff. So if anyone can think of some walks that are connected to poets that you'd like to see me do, let me know in the chat as well, so we can start planning. Don't make me laugh. That's really bad. They should pay you double for bank holiday, or at least time and a half. Um, You can do it. Make a series out of it. Yeah, I would like to. Hi, class. I'm glad you're still here. Yeah, I'd like to. It'd be kind of cool. Be kind of cool. As I say, I always come up with these big outlandish ideas. I want to publish 10 chapbooks this year. Wow. You'd have to do almost one a month. And you have, we're halfway through the year. So you'd have to do more than one a month. It could be walks of events that have many poems written about them too. It could be walks of events that have many poems. How do you mean? How do you mean? We're backing you, Mythical Meter. We're behind you. You'd have to write two chapbooks, almost two chapbooks a month. Yeah, I'm glad I made it back just in time. Pretty sure I don't get today. Today's back in holiday either. Wow. Nice to see another series of videos like the haunts. Yeah, I really want to do those videos. I really want to do those videos, but it's difficult to find the location and um I did email a location that's connected to Lord Byron and they do ghost walks and they completely ghosted me. They didn't reply at all. I'd love to do those on the hunt videos, man. I was really enjoying them. There's Walden, though I don't know if you like leaving the UK. There are also tons of poets' houses that are museums. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I want to do on the hunt videos in the house museums, like the Coronation Trail, the March of Battle Hill. Love working for a corporation. You are making them yourself or getting a place to make them for you. Love the on the hunts. Yeah, me too. Ah, it's frustrating because I want to make those videos, but they're so difficult. They're so difficult because like I had been doing, I could do them on the street or in the park, but there's so much going on that it's hard to really focus and make good videos. Like I want to make those videos, high production videos. Admittedly, the Elizabeth Browning one is the closest I've come to where, her house in oh, Torquay, her house in Torquay has been turned into a hotel. But I would much rather make them knowing that I have someone else there with me rather than sort of sneaking around on my own. I don't know, maybe sneaking around on my own adds an element to it, but yeah, there's a Jane Austen house museum not too far from me that maybe I can talk to, but it's difficult convincing businesses to let you do ghost hunting videos there because they're scared that it would ruin their reputation or tarnish their reputation to be haunted, right? So it's difficult. It's difficult. Which is why I thought the place that's connected to Lord Byron that already does ghost walks would be well up for it. Maybe I just need to hound them with 5 emails a day saying, hey, 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 I've been to Walden Pond myself, used to live in Massachusetts. I feel like I feel like the States doing um those videos in the States would be easier. I don't know. I feel like they'd be more up for it. Whereas in the UK they're not so much up for it. But I'd love to do like a on tour series, on the hunt abroad and go to the States and do a Poe, a Dickinson video. Man, I really want to do these videos. I used to live in Northampton, Massachusetts, and Emily Dickinson's house is in Amherst. Yeah, just 2 towns over. Never visited it. Yeah, I know you can go to Dickinson's house. I almost, uh, I was talking to the birthplace for Dylan Thomas, and they agreed to making a video, and they said they were they were open to discussing it and exploring it. And then it went silent. But Robert Burns' house is now a museum. There's lots of places that are now museums, but as I say, they just don't. Also, it's money, right? You know, uh, I can't afford to offer them payment to be there. So obviously that's a bit of a turn off for businesses naturally. So I try and spin it and say it'll be good. There'll be a video and it might interest people to come and visit the museum. But uh, yeah, obviously, I don't hold it against them. If a full-on production company come along and they'd pay thousands of pounds to use the place as a filming location, which is definitely not something I can do. I can't even afford to give them £100. So it is what it is. But maybe one day we will we will be in a place where we can get channel sponsors, video sponsors that will help us make on the hunt videos. Bring it up to them again, Adam. That's free publicity. Well, this is what I keep saying. Yeah, this is the only benefit. This is the only bargaining chip I have is free publicity. But again, a lot of businesses don't want to be don't want don't want to be known as haunted, I guess. But again, it's free publicity. And there's a paranormal community out there that will visit a place to investigate themselves. But yeah, it hasn't worked so far. So we just got to keep getting those subscriptions in, get a channel sponsor. If you can, join the channel membership or send in a super chat, and hopefully we can put a pot together where we can go to locations and say, all right, it's not much, but I can give you £100, and you'll let us film here throughout the night, and you also get publicity. I don't know. It's all a game. It's all a money game. Money makes the world go round. But yeah, Bruno and I are putting this Wordsworth travel video together with the intention of maybe using it as a pilot and pitching to TV networks to maybe make a series out of it. Or if not, a YouTube series. Business is not visionary. Yeah. But I do miss making those videos. They were good fun. I'll never forget that night in the Christopher Marlowe episode was insane. And we did do a live stream, didn't we? We did do a live stream, and that was quite interesting. That was quite interesting. Not the Abraham Cowley one. There was another. I'm sure we did a live stream follow up. Maybe it wasn't a Halloween special. Maybe we just did it randomly, but I'm sure we did a Christopher Marlowe follow up live stream. Are you making them yourself or getting a place to make them for you? Love on the hunts. Love to see a haunt on Dickens. That would be fun. And there is a really great Charles Dickens museum in London that I have been to, and I cheekily touched his writing desk. Don't tell them that. Um, and it's a really great museum. If you're ever in London, check out the Dickens Museum. You could try the Seamus Heaney home place in Ireland, although I'm not sure how popular he is. Oh, he's massive. Seamus Heaney is massive. In fact, he's in one of my upcoming videos. Well, he's not in it. He's mentioned. Maybe they'll be up for it. I mean, Poe is like, if I, in an ideal world, again with a channel sponsor or whatever, I could fly to the States and do a Poe video. I mean, that just makes sense, right? I can't see. I'm sure there must be a Poe museum, Poe House, Edgar Allan Poe House. There must be a house museum of Edgar Allan Poe, right? Edgar Allan Poe House on eBay. What? Home. Poe in Baltimore. National His. Yeah. So I can't imagine why they would say no. That just makes 100% sense. One day, guys. One day. All right. I think I will start winding down the stream. Thank you for that like. I think someone's just liked the video. I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Dickens' great great granddaughter lives in the UK. Might want to look her up and try to connect. Oh, I'm sure they've got. I'm sure she's got plenty of correspondence. I, I mean, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. If you don't try, you don't get, right? But chances are probably slim. Some random internet poet. Hey, but no, I'm against that change, that attitude. So you're right. I will. If you don't try, you don't receive. Okay. On that note, everyone, thank you so much for keeping me company for the last 2 hours. I've enjoyed it as always. Sorry it wasn't a conversing format, but as I said at the start of the stream, I've been super swamped and bogged down with my open day event that I'm organizing. There is a video already on YouTube. It's already scheduled for Tuesday. If you're a channel member, you can already watch it. Hopefully I can fix my editing software and edit the following week's video as well. Thank you so much for those hearts. Yeah, so I will hopefully see you on the comments section of Tuesday's video. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for the nostalgia. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the likes. Dazzle and Delgel, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Take care, everyone. Happy writing. Stay safe. And if you have the day off tomorrow, because it's a public holiday where you are, enjoy it. See you later.
Wow.